The arrival of the 718 Cayman back in 2017 left many Porsche enthusiasts bereft. The glorious six-cylinder engine was no more, replaced by a small turbocharged unit, and the once exquisite mid-engine pocket rocket was considered by many to be, well, emasculated. So, with this all-new 718 GT4 rocking up with its 4-litre six-cylinder motor and wearing some serious-looking performance kit, has Porsche just given us the purest and finest driver's car of a generation? Well, I think you should join me, Roger Bailey, to find out. Perfectly irrational. This is Porsche's own tagline for the new GT4, yet this is perfectly wrong. Rational, intelligent thinking is seen everywhere, from the shrewdly judged suspension and steering settings, the state-of-the-art aerodynamic tech, and onto the GT4's bespoke, naturally aspirated, all-new engine, which is not only awesome, it embraces the strictest emission rules. The only irrational thing about this car is its price. At around £80,000, it's not expensive enough. Yeah, I know, that's $100,000 and 90,000 euros, but you see, for the 718 GT4, Porsche has indulged their newborn with the whole of the performance parts toy cupboard and lavished the kind of race engineering know-how only a manufacturer like Porsche can draw upon. And it seems Porsche's enthusiasm for their new baby has left the company with almost zero profit from this car. So that is totally irrational, right? Well, maybe, but if the GT4 and its sibling the Spider are lost leaders for Porsche, it's a win for those fortunate enough to be able to buy them. And that the availability of these cars remaining stubbornly limited, it's simply an added gift for the chosen few owners. And who could blame an owner for just wanting to gaze upon their strikingly attractive new car? Where there was once a simple Cayman, here now we have a transformation into a race car with functioning aero treatment like this low front end splitter, together with this impressive centre air channel set into the flat underside, which incidentally led to an all new 2-part exhaust box, then this rear diffuser and amazing wing, all together delivering up to 122 kilograms of real downforce with almost no added drag. And the chassis is essentially a mid-engine version of the GT3's, and is in fact arguably less compromised than the GT3 itself. There is no hydraulic trickery present, there is no rear wheel steering, and so in a way the GT4 is a more purist car. Porsche admits fitting the GT3's brakes was probably going a bit too far for the GT4, but what we get is another worldly stopping power from these steel rotors, and there's optional carbon ceramic discs available for an extra £5,600. I could go on about the performance kits such as this trick differential bespoke rear suspension. All the suspension is adjustable, of course, and the front axle, wheel bearings, ball joint steering, all taken from the GT3, and it's all attached to unique 20-inch wheels wearing these fat, sticky, grippy, almost slick tyres. And it needs that differential and that extra rubber because there's a ton of power to deal with from its sledgehammer 4-litre naturally aspirated flat 6 motor, punching out 420 brake horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. Makes this 1400 kilogram car do things like, well, things like this. That's 0 to 60 in 4.3 seconds, which is properly quick considering we are swapping cogs by hand and feathering the clutch by foot, and then we go on to a top speed of 190 miles per hour. Oh, and the upcoming PDK version, that will be even quicker off the line. So there are the numbers, but what does the 718 GT4 actually feel like to drive? Well, firstly, this new engine might be based on the 992s, but in practice it feels every inch a proper Porsche GT engine. Throttle response is trigger fast at anything above 4,000 RPM, and you get big slugs of torque below this. Okay, has to be said, second gear is a tiny bit long, however keep the crank revving above 5,000 RPM, and this motor is epic. Magnificence during the last 2,000 RPM, which point the GT4 feels and sounds rabid. As for the chassis, steering, brakes and body control in general, it's hard to know where to begin. The GT4 manages to combine true feel, true interaction and a huge emotional connection through that steering and through the seat of your pants, while at the same time providing immense on-road capability. In other words, it feels and is massively exciting and massively rewarding to drive. But I have to tell you about this gearbox because it too is a highlight. Slick, tactile and perfect. You'll change gears using the shortened gear lever many times just for the joy of feeling a connection with its precision engineering. I also especially like the auto blip function on the downshifts. So all this adds up to why I believe the 718 GT4 is in a league of one right now. And that's not just for its otherworldly handling and performance, but let's not forget this car's inherent user friendliness. See, you can and you should use the GT4 as a day-to-day runabout. It's comfortable, reliable, user friendly, and it's a hatchback with 2 boots. So compelling is this car, I don't believe there is anything to match it. Not with this demonstration of practicality, 21st century compliance, handling balance and pure behind the wheel appeal. What the GT4's doting engineers have given us is a joyful experience, a daily companion, whether it's for a cruise about town, a swift B-road canter or for an all-out drive of your life.
So the 718 GT4 is a car you will want to binge on. That steering, that grip, that gearbox are just the beginning. Every primary control is a lesson in perfection, and this new engine has just gone and restored the GT4's glory. And I'd say to any automotive engineer out there developing any car right now, if you haven't driven a 718 GT4, you cannot possibly understand what good really is. And my message to Porsche's competitors, that's simple. Up your game, or the game is up. So thank you for watching. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Comments are always welcomed. I read every single one and I'll reply to most. And if you haven't already, please think about subscribing. And if you hit this little notification bell, I'll send you another video.